Hey, how you doing there, young fella? Thank you very much for tuning in today. We are on episode 22, which is amazing. The end is in sight. And I think when I've reached 30 uploads, which is our cap, or our goal, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll take a 10-minute break, or I don't know, maybe I'll just keep going. Who knows? But I really want to do some other stuff that I haven't had time to do, so I'm probably just going to, finish this and then move on to something else. I mean, unless you guys want to see more of this, I don't know. It's not like we'll never go back to this character either. I'm having a blast. And speaking of having a blast, I wanted to talk to... We're going to cut that right out. Speaking of having a blast, we are going to talk about the Gargoyle's Halberd today. This is going to be kind of like a half showcase, if you will. Going to talk about the pros and cons. Going to talk about my experience with it, and we will go from there. And I'd love to get a conversation going about it. If you like this thing, if you don't like this thing, let's get a conversation going. Anyway, I wanted to give this thing a try. I had not used this really that much in PvP, and I always thought this was a cool weapon, and I wanted to give it a try. So all these invasions you're going to see tonight are featuring the Gargoyle's Halberd. This Gargoyle's Halberd I got to plus 10. It is one of my weak as fuck plus 10 weapons. And I say that because, yeah, it's plus 10, but I've only got 16 strength and 16 dex. I believe the scaling on this is C and D or something like that. I think it's C and D. I'm going to have to look that up, and I'll put it on the screen after this is gone. After this has gone through the editing machine, which is just my ass. So I had used the Gargoyle Halberd in PvE a little bit, and my wife knows this story because I won't shut up about it. Because anytime we're talking about halberds, of course, we're going to bring up everybody's personal favorite, the baby halberd, the scythe.
Nope.
No, that's not everybody's favorite halberd. That is probably everybody's least favorite halberd. Actually, I think the Giant's halberd is probably everybody's least favorite. No, everybody's absolute number one favorite halberd is, of course, the Black Knight halberd. Anytime you're talking about halberds, it is invariably going to come down to that comparison. We're going to compare it to the Black Knight halberd. Everybody loves it. I love the Black Knight halberd. Black Knight halberd is one of my personal favorites. And this story, my God, if we can just get through this goddamn story. So, I was so fortunate, I guess, on my very first playthrough of this game on way back. It must have been 2012, because I didn't get this game when it came out. I'd never heard of it. But it went on sale on the Xbox Live Store, yada, yada, yada. And I played it. I didn't like it. I came back to it like 6 months later. I fell in love with it. I had the pleasure, the honor of having... Can we parry this guy, please? The honor of having the Black Knight Halberd drop, and then that was just my baby forever. I love that thing like so many other people. See you, dude. Obviously, he was just far too intimidated to continue. And that's his choice, right? Yeah, I love that thing. It was my number one everything. It was my whole life. Black Knight Halberd was my life. Until I believe I was in my fifth playthrough, New Game Plus 5, something like that. And I was having a hell of a time with the Four Kings. I just couldn't beat them fast enough, and I'm like, okay, I need to switch something up here, because, these games are just fantastic at telling you, hey, you know what? You keep trying something that doesn't work, you got to try something that does work. I love that about, well, I mean, life kind of does that too, but these games are pretty good for that kind of instructional motivation, we'll put it that way. So I thought, well, I really like this halberd. I want to continue using a halberd. So I decided I'm going to go with a plus 15 Gargoyle's halberd. There we go. And we're going to buff it. I don't remember what I buffed it with. I mean, this was probably going back 10 years. And that R2, we're going to talk about that R2 in just a minute. So anyway, Black Knight halberd eventually just wasn't able to get it done. I know the AR on that thing is intimidating, but the scaling is so bad. Eventually something with slightly less shitty scaling is going to catch up to and surpass it. And that's what happened. And of course the buff helped too. You cannot buff... Well, the game does not allow you to buff the Black Knight halberd. I mean, of course, we know that there's a way to do it. I've not done it. But there is a way to do it if you want to manipulate the game in a way that was never intended to be manipulated. Blah, blah, blah. So that was my first taste of the Gargoyle's halberd, and then I just loved it after that. But never used it in PvP until I made this character, really. So wanted to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of it. First of all, and I kind of felt bad for these guys. Just a quick word about these guys. You'll see this was the third time that I invaded them. And 3 times a lady, if you happen to know that song. And I think after the second time, thank you for the indictment, by the way. I think after I invaded them the second time, I tried to send them a message saying, hey, guys, how about we put our differences aside and you summon me and we get you through this area because you guys are just taking too long and I want to get you guys out of here so I can invade somebody else. This is getting a little embarrassing now. But these bozos, both him and his bloody phantom, they have their messages turned off. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get that. I think that's stupid. So eventually, by the time we got to the third invasion, I was just like, you know what? You turn your messages off, fuck you. So, just thought it was stupid. So, enough about that. Let's talk about the weapon. Gargoyle's halberd has some pretty good things going for it. First of all, it's a halberd. It's got excellent reach. It has also excellent stun lock capability. The moveset is good. It's a pretty varied moveset. Your first attack, your first R1 is a smash. God, I cannot hit this guy. Oh, yeah, arrow in the floor club. The first R1 is a smash directly in front of you. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then your follow-up attack is a sweep. And I bet I surprised the fuck out of that guy, parrying him like that, and sending the Gargoyle's halberd straight into his kneecap like he never paid his bills or something. The second attack is we'll wait for this guy to chug up, a sweep, which is very good for managing multiple opponents and goes very well with the stun lock capability of this weapon. And then the third hit is another downward smash, just like that, right in front of you. The R2 is very good. It is a double sweep. I really like that. You saw me kill our guy in I think it was the second or third clip with that. And this guy ended up just wanting to trade, and I was like, alright, dude, I'll trade with you on this one, fine. So the double sweep is pretty effective. You can catch some guys with that. It's one of those like roll catch hell type weapons. Oh, and I forgot to mention the running R1 is also very good. You can cover a lot of ground in not a lot of time and kind of surprise people with that. Now here's where, and I don't even want to say the weapon falls flat because it absolutely doesn't. I don't have a criticism with this weapon. Oh, and of course, just look at it. It looks badass. It looks fucking sick as hell. It has this pattern, like this texture on it, which is just so cool. And can we please parry this guy? Not his foot. Let's parry that little, whatever, Bic pen that he's got. So, this is not a criticism to the weapon. This is a criticism to myself. And here's where I'm going with this. Remember the first and the third hit, and actually also the running R1 or backstep into R1. It's the same move. It is a smash right in front of you. Now, here's where I'm going with this. I play unlocked. I don't want to say almost exclusively, but like, I very much play unlocked, like way more than I actually play locked, because I hate target lock. I actually can't stand it. I weaned myself off of target lock years ago, and I would rather just be forced to manipulate my camera and have free reign over that whole thing instead of just being locked on. I will lock on when I have to, when I feel I should, but normally I hate it. So this is a shortcoming of mine, not the weapon. It is hard to hit something that is directly in front of you when it is moving and you're not locked onto it. Sometimes you would do well to lock on to something, to your opponent, excuse me, if you actually want to hit it. But I'm kind of stubborn with target lock, so I don't really do that a whole lot. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and of course the jump attack is nice on it too. It's a nice sweep. So you got a lot of versatility with this. If you put an enchantment on this, or infusement, or whatever you want to call it in this game, this thing can be absolutely nasty and lethal. If you put chaos on this thing, it'll be your best friend in the whole world. I'm not going to do that. We're going to stick at +10. We're going to try to keep these guys alive a little bit. Anyway, guys, have you used the Gargoyle's Halberd? What do you think about it? As our opponent takes a swim for a moment. I'd love to hear what you think about it. I'm going to put a cap on the commentary right now. We're going to throw it in the can, and we're just going to ret the lest of this commentary. I'm keeping that. I don't give a shit. Going to ret the lest of this commentary play out. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see your fine ass later.